Hey guys, welcome aboard. Reset that, reset that. Lower drive. Oops. I didn't mean to shoot. Did it activate? It sure did. Oops. Sorry, HomeLink activated my garage door. Alright, so, yes. Time to go do some stuff. I'm thinking I need to cut grass, but I'm not sure. I need to go clean out an oven. Ugh. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony. And it's hard to believe, but it's been almost a week. I think it was Monday I went to Cedar Park for that phone.
In 500 feet, turn right onto American Drive.
And yes, I'm still learning what it is to use an iPhone 16 Pro. Oh my goodness. But whatever, there it is.
Now turn right onto American Drive.
The other thing I got going on, so to speak, is there's a website called Not a Tesla App. Okay? They...
In 500 feet,
I don't know how they
turn
get
right
it,
onto Boggy Ford Road.
but they have some information about who has what software release on
Now
their
turn
car.
right onto Boggy Ford
Right?
Road.
So, I don't know, be curious. But anyway, so the bottom line is the release I'm on. So I've been focused on the fact I have FSD 12.3.6. But, I mean, that's not the only thing. So, anyway, they have all the releases broken out. And as it turns out, roughly 2% of all Tesla vehicles have the same release I have. Okay? The 376 cars, they say that's like 2%. I didn't do the math to see how accurate that is, but I'm just kind of wondering. So if you had asked me before, I would have said, yeah, it's been about 3 months. Okay, it's been about 3 months since I got 3.7.6. It hasn't been 3 months since I've gotten an update. So it's been just over a month since I got my last update. And since then, my Model Y has gotten 3 updates, and they weren't related to FSD in any way. They didn't seem like critical updates to me, but I didn't get it. I haven't gotten them on this car. Right? And so this car was set to advanced software updates. So I've gone back and said, well, let's try going to standard for a while. I don't know. I mean, you would like to think they push updates in an automated way, but it could be that there's something in their software. If they can't make a connection for a couple days, they forget you or something like that. I don't know. So the other part of the statistics I saw was, yes, people are leaving the update I'm on. But it's like they had like 12 leave in the past 24 hours or something. Which sounds pretty small. Anyway, whatever. Peace and harmony. So what prompted me more to dig into this a little bit deeper is I have a friend. She actually reached out to me on YouTube and said, well, I'm kind of curious. I said, if you want to drive my car, I'll meet you somewhere. You can drive it. And out of that meeting, she ended up pushing her father, saying, yes, we want to go get a Tesla. So her father, if I understood right, drives a Bolt. So they already had EV experience in her family. So whatever. I mean, she's really happy with her car. Yeah, glad for that. I mean, it's a good thing. But anyway, she told me she has 12.5.4, and it's like, what? Why do I not have it? Because I'm pretty sure she was on standard release as opposed to advanced. I don't know. So I'm need to do some more experimentation to see if I can get my car to get updated. I mean, I guess the good news is it's still the release I'm on is still an active release. I mean, I shouldn't say active, but it's a valid release to have on your car. If I was there all by myself, I'd go, hey, wait a minute, what happened? But still, the fact that there's only 376 cars on this release, I mean, why? Now, I didn't ask my friend what release she's on.
1,000 feet.
Other I know it's 12.5.4. Okay, anyway, all that said, whatever, peace and harmony. I will say this, I'm glad to be back in my car. I haven't done much this week, and what I did do kind of required the Model Y, or Opal Ray. Right, it was carrying stuff. St. Mary's Fall Fest this Saturday. Car shine and show. Green light, any chance? Yeah, we're going. Digging in. Of course we're going to cut the corner. And look at this Chevy up here. He's going to go. Or he wants to go. Alright. Let's switch to long mode and on we go. Dink. Yep, you're back on. Lago Vista High School. That's right, I intended to go for a drive out in the country towards College Station. I haven't got to that. Oops. October 11th is a student holiday, huh? I wanted to go drive Sandy Creek in FSD mode, that is. I haven't done that. I just barely finished mowing and weeding the yard at the rent house yesterday. Should have got it done earlier, but I hadn't got to it. Placed the AC filter. You know, when you're one of those houses where you hear the clunk when the filter's being picked up, and admittedly it's been about a month, so I replaced the air filter. Yes, it was gray. But I mean, what? That's not a big surprise. I tried to look down the air duct, and yes, I could indeed see some dust, dirt, whatever, hanging out in the duct. So, in theory, you should start taking the stuff apart, and I don't know, how do you clean that thing? They got those little soft scrub brushes things at the end of a stick, and you can just kind of go through it. Flexible stick, that is. You could do it, but it sounds like work, sounds like mess. So I'm not particularly excited about doing something like that. Okay. Now I guess if I were to buy that house, I would be thinking along those lines of cleaning it up somehow. And yes, they have companies that'll come out and they'll essentially vacuum clean. I guess they blow air while they're vacuuming. So the neighbor is going to pick up something, I guess. So this orange pickup is a relative friend of the neighbor across the street from me. I saw him parked there this morning when I left. So they must have been getting ready to leave about the same time I was leaving. I just beat him out the door, but then I accidentally activated the garage door, so I had to go back and reactivate to close it. And yes, HomeLink is cool, but it's $350, right? So it's expensive. But I have a feeling you almost have to have it to run Robotaxi.
In 1,000
Unless you park outside.
Turn right onto Farm to Market 1431.
I don't know, I haven't really messed with it a whole lot. I mean, I use it all the time, but in theory, Summon will open the door for you. Or actually Smart Summon, I guess, I don't know. I never felt comfortable enough.
Right onto Farm to Market 1431.
I never felt comfortable enough to try it out. Yep. Oh, it's a Ram. It's one of those guys who have to make up for their lack of manliness or whatever it is. Chances that Texas is going to do diesel emissions is pretty slim. I mean, who would propose it? Then again, most people who vote Republican for Abbott, I believe, are more rural. So I don't think they're quite as effective. Of course you're going to go, but that's fine. So FSD's moving out of the way of this Chevy pickup. Oh, he's the guy that was at the gas station. Right? He's the one at the gas station was rolling forward from the stop sign, even though he saw the cars coming and knew he couldn't make it. He's one of those kind of guys. And we're in a 45 zone, so, I mean, what are you doing? Although it's not active, Jonestown doesn't have the police force to do anything. And what is this? Are you purposely going to block me in? I have to wait for this Honda to go by. Doesn't know how to drive, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's people like this who come out and then they're right almost off your back end. Well, I was being polite letting you in. And then you would have backed off more. Right? You wouldn't be blocking me out. Maybe that is actually a very nice person. Maybe that's exactly what they thought. And they still have the flashing lights on top of this dump truck. I forgot to turn them off. Peace and Army. Oh, so we hit the regen brakes, presumably for the flashing yellow. And that's something that comes and goes. Some days FSD fine with it. Some days FSD, oh, it's going to turn red. And you can actually see it on the representation on display. You can see where sometimes FSD will show that it's flashing red. Now, it's physically not possible for that light to turn red. It's a flashing yellow. I mean, yes, if you did some kind of maintenance, put a red lens on it, but nobody's working on it, so it can't just change by itself. It's a yellow lens. But I think the FSD guys are trying to figure out, what does a flashing yellow mean? That's a good question. What does it mean? Come on, go right. Okay, human driver, right turn signal. FSD actually followed it. Boy, Mr. Ray's a very big complainer today. Yeah. What is that Toyota doing? It came up like as if he's going to pass, and then you forgot what he's doing. Oh. Okay, but you can't complain too much about that. It was about turn red. I don't know what this guy in the Chevy behind me is doing. It's always one of those people who wants to go fast. But it means you'd have to shift lanes. I'm guessing he doesn't want to shift lanes. It could be he's a NASCAR guy trying to draft. Except he's going to burn a bunch of gas to catch back up to me. And no, that was not Mr. Ray accelerating. That was FSD. That is an Avalon. Wants to run off the road. What? Yeah, he's having a problem. He's driving a 2500. Okay, let's turn a left turn signal. Let's go around. Oh, you can't do it. Okay, FSD just cleared once. He's unable to shift lanes. Second time he actually went, but you can see the Avalon finally figured out that they're going somewhere. They're still riding the brake, but they're going somewhere. And now we got VW coming up on us, so we're going to have to go back behind the Avalon, which would be their signal to slow down, obviously. So now we're 6 miles under the speed limit. Thanks, FSD. For what? This big one that's barely moving? He's not really passing, is he? He sort of is. Oh. Down to 46 on the curve. Come on. And now I see that there's a GMC coming up. So let's wait for him to come by. Here, let me take over. I can see that there's Ford coming up and you can't handle it. I would like to go buy this car. Alright, for those of you wondering, yes, there's a Ford coming up behind me. Brake on, FC off, let me take over. And look, the Avalon's back up to speed again. You don't want to pass by a Tesla. How embarrassing. While you're waiting for Toyota to deliver a solid state battery, you're still using a gas car. And Mr. Ford forgot where he's going. He finally woke up, and yeah, is carrying a side-by-side. Yes, I'm complaining a little bit about FSD, but overall FSD is pretty good. I mean, normally he would have gone around that Avalon. But there are times when he falls asleep and goes, oh, I'm perfectly happy being here. As I pass two of the guys who go, oh, I go really fast. Oh, actually three. And I'm behind the Chevy pickup that passed me so long ago. And listen to that. So he slowly shifts up through all his gears. No, could I do what he's doing? Let's see, he's carrying two big ladders on top. I could, in theory, put on a roof rack, although it wouldn't be as long as his roof rack. Has another ladder in his bed. He's carrying some stuff in the bed, but I can't tell what it is. Oh, it looks like it might be kind of full. But yes, in theory, I could get a trailer, put it behind my Model Y, carry every bit that he's carrying. It might, well, he's only 1,500, right? What? 3/4 ton? He's a 3/4 ton truck. We're going to slow down for the green light. Come on. Come on. Don't worry past the green light. We can go. Mr. FSD is scared today. I sure do miss that retired road racer guy. You're even going off the road. Come on. That's what the... Come on. Okay, he's recognizing he's going to go right. Should be able to go to the right. Go around this Tiguan.
Now turn right onto Andersonville Road.
Oh, we're still following the Chevy, okay. There's my neighbor. And there's Mr. Chevy. Oh, come on. See, that truck must have sold, right? Because there's so much exhaust note. How much does it cost you for that? What? Yes, okay. It's a old Chevy 2500. Let's see, we're going out 620 today. Whoa, okay. Box truck is like playing race car guy. Why do you have to go to the left? What? So for some reason FSD turned on the turn signal to go to the inside lane, although this Honda Odyssey was there. Or whatever they call their minivan. And he's going much faster, so I don't know why we had to go. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know either. Alright, so I can already tell you right now, this is nowhere near as polished as it normally is. Oh, I fell out of practice. You haven't hardly drove me. Oh, there's some truth to that. Oh, curve. We're going around a curve. We gotta slow down. And yes, they purposely programmed that in to be more conservative. As a human driver, I wouldn't have slowed down around that curve. Even though I know there's a possibility there might be a bicyclist over to the right side of the lane. But I would assume that I could see him soon enough to take the appropriate action. Oh, there's a boat ramp at Sandy Creek, okay. It's Lime Creek Road. I'm saying Sandy Creek, it's Lime Creek Road, okay. And many years ago, I remember coming out this way to go on a bicycle ride with the Austin Cycling Association. That's what it is, ACA. And we started out a rundown shack. I don't even remember what intersection it was at. I don't think it was as far south as 2222. Anyway, that's beside the point. So we rode, I'm pretty sure we went down Lime Creek. I just didn't know it was Lime Creek at the time. I'm pretty sure we were over here somewhere close to the quarry because we came up some road that was gravel. And I do remember the one part on Valenti Road where the trees are grown over the road. And I'm like, wow, well, this is cool. I love it. But I think I only did that ride once. Usually I'd go out northeast of Austin. Oh, that's a Hummer SUV. Yes, it's an SUV. Speaking of bicyclists, there's bicyclists up ahead. Too far for FSD to see yet. Is this a pinch point? Oh man, they're running the sprinklers. So all the water's flashing up on my car. Man, I just washed my car. Actually, I didn't just wash my car. I think I washed my car on Wednesday or something like that. No? Maybe Monday? I don't remember. Yeah, he's gonna stay with 620. Twin Creeks Club Drive. Oh, they have a golf course in there? Of course they do. This is Austin, man. We're in a 45 zone. 45? Yeah, it's 45. Not even reason to be stuck behind this Mazda, just...
In 1 mile, turn right onto North Farm to Market Road 620 Road.
It's just for some reason, FSD, when he gets in a certain mood, he just wants to follow the car in front of him. Even if they're going slow, it's like, I'm going to follow him. Why are these people sprinkling at this time? What is it, 10:30? Jess is up on me. He's just going to follow me? Oh, why are you slowing down?
Now turn right onto North Farm to Market Road 620.
Alright, so Mr. FSD, because you turn on a turn signal, that Corolla felt like he could go, or she could go. Whereas if you just waited till once we passed her, then she wouldn't have been confused. But those are all variable computations that a human driver would do. Genesis, it's a all-wheel drive. It's a GV80. And of course, it's gas. And of course, we're following Jeep, who's going like, I'm trying really hard. Oh, it's a fire hawk, whatever that means. What? It means it's slow. Yeah, okay. Prove me wrong. Malibu. Well, at least he finally made it up to 50. 52, okay. Because you actually can see, oh, it's 54 now. We're actually kind of moving. You got people over playing pickleball. Okay. That's the store's private property, man. Now we're back down to 52. Why? That bicycle will have to move every morning because there's trash on the other side of those drums. $51. So, Mr. FSD, why are you going 51 here? Whoa, I was scared. Well, I see brake lights in front of me. Yeah, so I'd slow down eventually. Oh, Genesis got in front of us. Oh. not cheap, is it? Is that the Corolla that was coming out? At least I'm now open. It's green light. Oh, she's handicapped. Travis County Tax Office. I guess I never noticed it before. It has a purple sign. How curious. I usually associate green or blue with government offices, but never really thought about it as a standard. Okay, steered ever so slightly, turn left to get a little further away from these ballards, or what do you call these plastic sticks? It does feel like he's hanging ever so slightly to the right. Don't know why. Hyatt Place. Was this cleared out before? They just cleared this out? Oh, I don't know. 257.9. Wow, gas is cheap. Well, it's not that cheap. Enchanted Forest ice cream shop. Really? No, he's just braking for no reason. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Or maybe he's braking because he doesn't know how to maintain appropriate speed. Well, if you're thinking ahead, and it's too late for that, isn't it? If you're thinking ahead, you could have slowed down and got behind that minivan. But you'd rather come up ahead of him and go slower. Okay. Think about it yet? You're gonna wait for the scroll to lock you off, aren't you? Yep. Oh, you are thinking about it. Can you go? Yeah, let's not wreck into this BMW. Thank you. Oh, isn't that funny? This Corolla made sure I had to wait for her to go by. Or him, actually. And I just went by him. The I7 made sure I had to wait for it. Well, no, he didn't. FSD was going to try to turn in front of that I7. I don't know why. BMW I7. Right? Why? It's stupid. I mean, if you're going slow and conservative, that means you want to wait for traffic to clear. Right? That's what that means. Alright, trips. 27 miles, 40 minutes.
North Quinlan Park Road.
Okay, thank you. And well, I got 218 watt hours per mile. So not terribly far away from 5 miles per kilowatt hour. No, I'm not saying I made 5 miles per kilowatt hour, just not terribly far from it. Anyway, there you go. 27 miles, so it's going to be 54 miles more or less. Talk to y'all later. Alright guys, are we hooked up? Oh.
In 500 feet, turn left onto University Club Drive.
How about that? Are we hooked up now? Oh, come on. Okay, for some reason my microphone is not hooked. If I hold it down, will it hook? Not that easy. So it pull down. No. Pull up. Oh, come on. I don't know. It's playing difficult to get. Well, not just special. Alright. Well, if you don't want to play, you don't want to play. Alright, we'll just turn that off. Okay, no microphone for you guys. But we can go with drive. Invoke FSD. So what that basically means is you'll
now turn left onto University Club Drive.
Yeah, we have to talk, right? That just basically means you're going to get more road noise. But we'll go with that.
In 500 feet, turn right onto North Quinlan Park Road.
Kind of thing I may have set it to wrong setting
now turn right onto
too.
North Quinlan Park Road.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, really. I guess I don't have a solution for where to put my umbrella in the Model 3. Or my Model 3 anyway. In the Model Y, I just put it right alongside the driver's seat. There's just no space in there. Model 3, there's not that kind of space. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Time to get going, huh? Alright, okie dokie. And you're back in the long format. Let's see. Wait, I'm heading north right now? That's always because the setting sun is just to my left, so I must be going north. All right, so I did park my car in my friend's garage, connected to her network, and still no indication that there's anything to download. So I don't know. Right, I must be part of the special 2% who just aren't ready for FSD 12.5.4 or whichever one it is. Like my friend, I mean, she was saying
turn right onto Ranch Road 620 North.
She was going like, well, I'm not using FSD. So I am using FSD. She's not, but she gets 12.504 and I don't. I just don't get it. But whatever. At some point, sooner or later, this has to change. I'm even thinking in terms of putting at least one of my cars into the robotaxi fleet. Although it makes sense to put both in, depending on what the cost is. Right, because the subscription cost for FSD is $99 a month. And I basically worked that out to being $3 a day, weekdays. But there's still the question of, if you go join the robotaxi fleet, what do you have to do about insurance? And my guess is most Uber drivers don't bother with insurance. I mean, at least the commercial insurance. But because it's a commercial entity, you have to protect yourself against the ambulance chaser lawyers. And there are a lot of them in the Central Texas area. And there's plenty that are in not too far away cities who'd be more than happy to chip in too. So we're slowing down to 44 for the 55 zone with a green light in front of us. I don't know. Treehouse County. the other part was, for some reason, I couldn't swipe it down to. Oh, well, it's upside down. Maybe that's part of the problem. Anyway, I couldn't figure out how to get the little nut icon to show up so I could sync up the microphone. I'm also kind of wondering what video setting I have on this camera. So I'll have to go through and play with it again. Figure it out. I wonder what I'd do with that music. It must be around somewhere. So I went through Baby Shark, whatever it is, trying to figure out what chords I could play to make the music.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Anderson Mill Road.
But I've never played with the guitar enough to get anywhere near comfortable playing it. Right? If you're always searching for the chords, you don't have a rhythm. But Big Turkey was sitting there saying she wanted to look at the guitar, and she made it sound like she wanted to be taught in one afternoon, which I think is almost impossible. But it also takes that focus thing. But anyway, she presented the excuse that, or the reason that she's kind of impressed her father. So her father has a keyboard thing. I haven't paid that close attention to it, but he likes to play music sometimes. So it sounds like she wants to learn how to guitar so that she can play music for him, which makes sense. I mean, she is kind of a daddy's girl. So, you know, I'm not going to get caught up in what the reasoning is. It's just, if she wants to do it and she's willing to put the time in, why not do it? And she does seem to have a semi-artistic soul. Artists are a particular breed. I think we need to go right now. And you're trying to negotiate it. Great. Yeah, so what it was a Chevy 1500 Silverado, right? 2500, sorry. Oh gosh. And the sun is reflecting right off of his mirror.
Now turn left onto Anderson Mill Road.
Up. You're not going to make it. So I'm not sure FSD could see it, but I could see over his roof, and I could see that it was a steel yellow. So I was pretty sure he wasn't going to make it. If he don't make it, well, I'm not making it. So c'est la vie. That's 70%. Okay. Oh, for some reason, I could see the charging here better than I could with my old phone. What it's going to look like in the video. I can see that the inside windshield is cleaner, although there's still some spots, some smudge spots. Just the way it is. LTC. See, I'm gonna go home with what? 46%? Too close to this Malibu. So, you know, it's funny the cars we get attached to, so to speak. One time I had a Chevy Celebrity. I'm not quite sure why we got a V6, but it was a V6 if I remember right. Well, that's the car I took when I went up to Maryland and New Jersey. When I worked half a year up there. So because that was my car during that time, I was like, yeah, it felt special. It's my car. So later on, let somebody else have it. I mean, yeah, when we gave it to him, it wasn't our car anymore. But there's a part that hurt when he crashed the car. I mean, it happens, right? Not really his fault, it just happened. But still, there was a part of me like, oh man, that was one of my favorite cars. Oh, it hurts my feelings. Whatever. It's just, like I said, it's a V6, so it used more gas than a car really should use. Although it wasn't bad, it's just, it would have been nice if it was a 4-cylinder, it got better mileage. When did I start going? Four-cylinder. The Ford Fairmont, maybe? I don't remember if that was a 4-cylinder or a V6. But there was a Ford car, it was a boxy 4-door sedan. I think, I don't know, I had a Grand Am, but that came after. I don't remember what car I was driving. I used to have a Pontiac Firebird, and I had to give that because it had the air conditioning. And it ran better. Oh, come on. Don't slow down that much when you're going through there. Oh, you went to the 25. I'm kind of thinking that the lack of a 25 mile per hour speed sign might be an indication it might have been 45 here. Anyway, so I think at some point I got a Pontiac Grand Am, which would have been the last Pontiac I bought. I think I mentioned that before. It had the red lit dashboard. That's no engine brake. There must have been 40 in there somewhere, right? Anyway. I don't remember the exact order of vehicles in there, but I think I went from some used car to a brand new Pontiac Grand Am was the next car in line. Well, maybe that did come later. I don't know. Pontiac T1000 at one point. That had to come before the Grand Am too, I think. But anyway. Yeah, I tend to agree. He's not approaching. It never went to 40 in the whole section.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto West Whitestone Boulevard.
Anyway. The point of the Celebrity was that it was a sedan.
Turn left onto West Whitestone Boulevard.
Oh, let's go straight and go on the outside lane here. Might work better. All right, so yes, I overrode FSD there. I mean, we're about to make a left turn. The inside lane already has 2 cars in it. if we stay on the outside lane, there's nobody in front of us. Anyway, this is just some reason I'm thinking about that celebrity. It was one of my favorite cars, oddly enough. It was another family sedan. So with 3 daughters, you had to have room for the kids. Although yes, you have to learn how to pack so that everybody gets to take some stuff. And this Model 3 in some ways would be more or less equivalent to that car. Well, it's the Model Y that has the tow hitch. That's interesting. It's not one of those little ones. It's the bigger size one. Not the big commercial size, but the in between. That really surprised me when I picked up that car and found that was the trailer hitch it had on it. Like, wow. And then it had the 6-point taillight plug. Although oddly enough, it doesn't come with a brake controller. It's wired for it. They just don't include it. And you're specifically ordering for a trailer hitch in your car. Whatever. I've only pulled that small little trailer behind my Model Y. This is something on my list of things I'd like to do sometime. That is, get a trailer, go do a 70 mile per hour range test, see what we get. I've seen one group do towing tests, and they come back, oh, I can't believe it did that. So that is, they get half range. And you have to wonder, like, well, what made you think it would be different than the previous times you attempted the same exact test, just different vehicle? Those trailers affect those diesel trucks the same way. Somebody sent some fire trucks out. I wonder if they're finally calling up some of these guys. I mean, switch subjects. The path of destruction unleashed by Hurricane Helene is tremendous. That's not the wind, it's the rain. I don't think any reasonable person would have expected that to happen that way. I mean, some of the people who are missing, I mean, if they had known that it was going to be like that, they would have gone home. I mean, I think the company, basically about the time where it was getting too flooded, said, yeah, maybe you better go home. That's too late. I remember working at TxDOT one time, or one afternoon, and they finally said, oh yeah, maybe y'all should go ahead and go home. Well, so this is right off of Texas 1 Loop, or Loop 1, whatever you want to call it, MOPAC. We're just north of the 35th Street bridge. And from my office, I could see a city bus sliding kind of sideways down that bridge. I don't know. That's too late. We can go by him. We can go by him. You don't have to wait around by him. Free up the lane. Come on, FSD. Anyway, so you see this bridge, this school bus, Cap Metro City bus, sliding semi-sideways down the bridge. And you think, what are you proposing I do? So I tried some of the shortcuts to go home, right? Like you can go across on Spicewood Springs, but Spicewood Springs has this hill in it. So it was, I think they actually had the road closed or something. Possibly, I mean, this would have been early. I mean, early in the years, relatively speaking. But people aren't used to thinking that way in the Austin area. I mean, you might get a dusting of snow once every 2 or 3 years. A dusting. The streets are fine. I want to say it's my first snow driving experience. Well, I'm not quite sure. So I was working at IBM at that time. So our office would have been the north side of the main. And it was just about lunchtime. So I was going home for lunch. I'd stop off at the credit union before I went. And while I was at the credit union, I saw what looked like sleet fall on my windshield. And then I saw something that looked a little bit like snow. Probably like snow that's trying to form but got blown, or maybe snow that formed and then got blown apart a little bit. That was falling on my windshield. So, driving home, I have to go up this little hill. Well, it already had enough icy stuff on it that I barely made it up in my Pontiac Firebird. And by the time I made it home, it was like, okay, we're not going to work anymore today. In fact, I think they may have called me. Whatever the thing was. But I left my desk unlocked. We weren't allowed to leave our desk unlocked overnight. So, I walked back to the office, which was like 2 miles, to lock my desk. Because I wasn't going to drive back on that snow. Yeah, okay, let me take over since you can't handle it. And yes, that windshield is still really dirty looking. What is this Jeep doing? Does he really think he's going to road race me? Alright, to be fair, there was a Chevy pickup back there a little ways that when FSD's go, oh, I'm afraid of the car behind me. He's about that close. It wasn't FSD's idea to move, it was my idea to move. Now, if it was FSD's idea to move, car could have been within half car length, it wouldn't matter. But with a pickup that's, what, 4 car lengths back, if I'm initiating a move, FSD doesn't like it. I don't know, whatever, peace and harmony. So anyway, I think that was my first time driving in the snow. Was in Austin, like 83, 84. Probably around 84, maybe 85. But I knew by the time I got home, no, that car is not going to handle it. Right, it's rear-wheel drive. Oh, we're slowing down for the flashing yellows. Oh no. Yes, FSD doesn't want a higher grade today. Now it's going to go. No, he just curled back just in time. He was about to ride on the line. Now, how about if we go to the right? Okay, at least he respected the human input on a turn signal. But you all already know that, right? I've already said it. I'm one of 376 cars at this software level. And the numbers are going down. Meaning that they're getting upgraded. It's just for some reason I'm not getting upgraded.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Woodlands Ford
What are you doing, Bubba? So I got a blue Jeep right behind me. I was like, he's getting ready to come right up to me. He's going to pass. But we've got to look to his left and find out, oh, there's cars there. Yes, sirree, Bob. That's kind of a problem. What do you think chances are that he's going to turn left? I don't think he even knows where he's going. The FSC's not going to have the room to get over. So we're going to miss our exit. What? You serious? Wow. That's actually a little bit scary. No, he's going to go straight. He's just being a jerk about it. See? He not even turned left. They made sure I couldn't turn. Or actually, he was real close to. I already thought he was blocking this out. Yeah, well, I would say if you don't take on that BMW. Oh, so I'm just past the stop line because I could see what FSD was going to do. So interrupted, braked him. There he is. Let's see if he cuts the corner. Yeah. Now, technically he's not really cutting the corner there, but close. But there are people who think the outside line there is where they have to stop. And technically it's not where they stop. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Of course, you already know about the big snow ice storm in 2021. What? You don't know about that? Yes. So there's some guy who's the junior senator from Texas. Because it was kind of frozen. At least the airport in Houston was open from his perspective, I guess. So officially, he was taking his children to Cancun. I don't even remember what it was exactly. Just he was taking his children to Cancun. Now, that makes it sound like they're not old enough to fly on the plane by themselves. They're old teenagers. Or late teenagers, however you want to say it. I think they were growing up enough to go by themselves. But people recognized him getting on the plane. So he had to book a flight back almost immediately and say, oh, well, I mean, eventually he did come out and say, well, what was I going to do? And he's right. He's just a senator. What is he going to do? He can't take the place of the president. There's nothing he can do. He has a valid point, but it's bad optics, as they say. Meantime, there are people in Texas who died in that freeze. They died. Why? Because I think the official answer is we developed a grid to survive hot summers. We didn't think it was important to survive freezing winters. And I've gone through several freezes in Texas, South Texas, Central Texas. So it's not just it's freezing weather. So apparently there's some kind of insulation you need on your natural gas pipes and that kind of stuff. Although there was some discussion about the fact that the windmills froze.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Loggy Ford Road.
I'm not sure how windmills freeze, but there was some blame placed there. But it basically comes down, it sounds a lot like they just weren't prepared for the conditions that the natural gas pipelines would be subjected to. Although, what? Oh, okay, October 7th. By districts, October 7th. Yeah, I guess our football teams were good. Alright, so anyway. Now, I ever said this before. There was a rumor to the effect that somebody said to the governor, or somebody under the governor, that they could sell natural gas at a huge profit. And so the rumor is that Abbott agreed to it without thinking through what it meant to the people who live in Texas.
Now
how much is true, I don't know.
Ford Road.
But I definitely know who was the governor at the time that happened. Yes, that's Governor Abbott. Yeah, let's go into that dip. Thank you. That's really great. Whoa, yeah. Look out for that ram. He's probably running out of diesel. Right? You don't think so? You think he'd just really hoping that he'd buy me a brand new Model 3 Performance? I think he'd kind of tear the car up, total it. There's even a chance that he'd probably drive over my hood at the angle he was going. Whatever, peace and harmony.
In 1,000
you gotta expect that from people who drive those kind of trucks.
Road.
Come on, bub, let's go. Why are you slowing down? Oh, he's...
Now bear right to stay.
No, I'm not turning on Lindbergh Lane today either. Come on. I don't know. For a few days, that was turned off. Right? Oh, we finally figured out how to handle it. Now it's retrograding to that. Or regressing. Anyway, what I was saying back there before Lindbergh Lane was that FSD was apparently reacting to the guy turning left to go into Highland Lake. Or Highland Lake Boulevard. His brake lights were on. FSD go, well, I need to slow down. Why? Because he's turning left? Oh, yeah. That doesn't make any sense. It would make sense to you if you're a Tesla. Okay. You're right. I only drive Teslas. I only use FSD. I'm not responsible for designing any of it. You know, there was a point where they were looking for what they call ADAS drivers now. And that's people who drive the car and test it. And I applied for it, but I didn't put any effort into it. I mean, it was a 2 or 3 month job. That's all it was. I mean, I think what it was, they didn't say it exactly, but I think it was just to drive the Cybertruck, to get the mileage in. And so Tesla sent an awkwardly worded letter or a note saying, well, you know, thanks for applying. They didn't say, no, we don't want to hire you. I mean, it would have been nice if they just came out and said, no, we're not going to hire you. They just basically said, well, whatever. But, you know, that's their people skills. They're a bunch of engineers. And for those of you who say, well, Ray, you're not much better. Yeah, you're right. I used to be a computer programmer, yes. I was more of a back office person. All right, time to interrupt this. All right, welcome back. Where are we?
Onto American Drive.
Okay, so let me start here. The grade's a C today. I mean, it's just enough things. It's just not quite doing great. We're at 28 miles, 47 minutes,
Now turn
219 watt hours per mile. Let's see, the trip. The trip is 57 miles, used 12 kilowatt hours.
In 500 feet,
Yeah,
turn
above
left
it.
onto Santa Rosa Avenue.
217 watt hours per mile. So it's remarkably consistent both ways. Wow.
Now turn
Okay.
left onto Santa Rosa Avenue.
So there you go. There's what's going on today. I mean, there was a couple places where I had to do a brake on, FC off to move the car from one lane to the other. Just because FSD wasn't prepared to accept human input. And I think actually I have a different grade for that, but let's just call it a C, leave it at that. Yep, you might want to get out of the street. Okay. I don't think there's really anything much else to say. I mean, it's pretty decent, but it hasn't been as sharp as other days.
Will be on the left.
But there you go. See y'all later.